Australia's strangest war begins now. In 1932 Australia, soldiers waged war, not against men but birds. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a bizarre and almost surreal chapter in history. The enemy? Emus. Yes, you heard that right. Emus. These large, flightless birds became the unlikely adversaries of the Australian military in what would be known as the Great Emu War. This is the Great Emu War, a conflict that sounds like a joke, but was all too real for the farmers and soldiers involved. After World War I, Australian farmers faced a new enemy: 20,000 emus eating their crops. These birds, migrating from inland regions to the coast, found the farmers' wheat fields to be a perfect feeding ground. The farmers, already struggling with the economic downturn of the Great Depression, were desperate to protect their livelihoods. The government, desperate to protect their wheat fields, sent soldiers armed with machine guns to fight. Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery was tasked with leading this unusual mission. The plan seemed straightforward: use military might to eradicate the emu threat. Day one of this unusual battle saw soldiers firing at 1,000 emus. The soldiers set up ambushes and opened fire, expecting a quick victory. However, they soon realized that these birds were far more resilient and cunning than anticipated. But these birds were no easy targets. The emus, with their long legs and swift movements, proved to be elusive. They scattered at the sound of gunfire, making it difficult for the soldiers to aim accurately. The emus scattered, then regrouped, unharmed. They seemed to have a natural instinct for evading danger, and their numbers made it nearly impossible to make a significant dent in the population. Running at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour, they deftly dodged bullets, leaving the soldiers baffled. The emus' speed and agility turned the battlefield into a chaotic scene, with soldiers struggling to keep up. By the third day, exhaustion set in for the soldiers. The relentless pursuit of the emus was taking its toll, and the soldiers were beginning to realize that this was not going to be an easy fight. Yet the emus kept coming, trampling crops with relentless determination. The damage to the wheat fields was extensive, and the farmers' plight grew more desperate with each passing day. Locals couldn't help but laugh at the sight of the army chasing shadows, their efforts proving futile. The spectacle of soldiers armed with machine guns being outsmarted by birds became a source of amusement and disbelief. Weeks into the campaign, the results were disheartening. Despite their best efforts, the soldiers had made little progress in reducing the emu population. Only a few dozen emus had been killed out of the thousands that remained. The emus had proven to be a formidable foe, and the soldiers' ammunition was running low. The soldiers, defeated and demoralized, retreated, having lost a war against birds that couldn't even fly. The Great Emu War ended in failure, and the emus continued to roam the wheat fields, victorious. Nature's chaos doesn't need a gun to win, it just runs you ragged and laughs. The Great Emu War remains a testament to the unpredictability of nature and the limits of human intervention. Subscribe for more untold history stories. #HistoryUntold.